Oh, so it started pretty cloudy, but it's starting to come out warm now. So it's a very nice day out here. Don't know how well that's coming out on the camera there, but just took the formwork off on the remaining columns, and relatively happy again. So yeah, it's come out. Less honeycombing. I worked the rebar really heavy in on these columns just to make sure that there was a lot less air trapped in there. If I go over to this one here, this one was really messed up. So you can see we got this really big edge here, and that's because the whole column at the bottom was out of line with the wall. I mean, how the guy managed to set it up like that in the first place, I'll never know. But what we did was we drilled down into the concrete and set, I don't know if you can see it well on there, there's one of them sticking out on the other side there, coming up straight, that we set in. So we put in 2 strong pieces of rebar coming down straight, inclined this back, and now you can see that it is in the middle of where the block course runs. So from here on up, you know, we can straighten it back out. I mean, it is what it is. It's not what I would like, but unfortunately, you know, you go with what people tell you, and then you figure out you could have done it better yourself. But hey, what are you going to do? So now, hopefully, I'm going to make this lot disappear and level this out, and then we'll start talking about there's our gap for our line, our main out for the toilet and the plumbing. So running in some of the tubes, and then starting to put down our rebar grid, and planning out how we're going to do this cantilevered fly out section over here. So let's see how we get on. So I'm not the only people working up here today. Look over in the field over there, you see a guy with a couple of ox doing his ploughing. Sensible, at least. You're going with the contour of the land. So I've seen farmers in England that don't even know how to do that. Very nice. Well, I got up here at about 7 o'clock. It's now 10:15. I've shifted about a ton of dirt. I have a bit of a break. I'd like to get the rest of that lump away before I go, but we'll see how much energy I've got. But it's starting to look a little bit like a house. At least we're out of the hole. This thing over here, it's just a silly little setup I have. All of this material that's been cut out from the holes over here, although it's not regular gravel, what I do is I sieve it through this mesh, and I'm using that as the gravel for my mix to fill in the holes here, because this is going all the way up. So instead of having to buy in loads of regulated gravel to do that, we'll just use the materials on site, save a load of money that way. Obviously, when we pour the slab, we'll get the proper, you know, graded gravel, and for the roof as well. But for everything else, hey, free is good. Okay, so psychological victory. I know it might not seem like much, but just to get that dirt out of the way, it just looks a bit different. So that's a good thing. And we've got some rain coming again this afternoon, so that can settle down where I've been infilling, particularly on that front corner, and then I can throw some more material on that. Probably tell that the whole site is a little bit sloped up this way, so I'm going to have to chip away at some of this material here and bring it over there, but that's not too bad. But another step. So we're going to be putting in an enclosing fence around the way here. The guy bought it off of his cows need this grass down here. They've eaten all of his good stuff on the other side, so I've got to enclose the property. So hopefully we can get that done next week and start working on everything else. See you soon.